We are taking you into the news right now with the Fox 45 news feed. It's 11 a.m. Baltimore City's population is getting smaller, but the mayor's office is getting bigger. Why some critics argue there is a lack of efficiency in City Hall. The lone survivor of the deadly Stricker Street fire is speaking out about that horrific day. His calls for change in a special interview you'll only see on Fox 45. And a father faced with a decision, fight or flight. How he says he pulled his kids to safety when someone opened fire inside the Timonium Sky Zone. Fox 45 News Midday starts now.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News Midday.
Thanks for joining us for Fox 45 News Midday. I'm Patrice Sanders. Frustration is growing within City Hall. Despite the city's dwindling population, the size of the Baltimore's mayor's office is reaching historic highs. 7 years ago, the mayor's office had a staff of 39 full-time employees that operated on a $5.2 million budget. Today, the mayor's staff has soared to 103 employees operating on a $17.1 million budget.
City government keeps growing and growing and growing while the population keeps declining. There's a serious lack of efficiency. When the people who are there cannot do the job or are unable to do the job, the answer isn't to just hire more people.
At a City Hall budget hearing 2 months ago, the city manager, Faith Leach, blamed much of the growing staff on the reorganization of other city agencies, combined with the addition of 13 new development positions. However, Councilman Eric Costello questioned the top dollar salaries being offered, saying some were being offered $50,000 more than their predecessor. With 103 City Hall staffers, the mayor's office now outpaces similar offices in larger cities like Boston, where the mayor's staff has 61 employees. And that brings us to our question of the day. Do you think Baltimore city government has gotten too big? So far, 96% of those who voted say yes. You can make your voice heard right now at foxbaltimore.com/vote. Turning now to counties under pressure, a father who was at the Timonium Sky Zone is describing the split-second decisions he made to keep his 2 kids safe when someone opened fire at that kid's playground this past weekend.
I obviously had nothing. You can't fight a gun with, I had a diaper bag, my son. My focus was my children, and I just wanted to get them out.
Shannon Lilly brings us the father's story that is shedding new light on the weekend's shocking murder.
Just harrowing moments for this dad. He took his kids somewhere he thought they'd be safe. In fact, he says they've been coming to this Sky Zone trampoline park for years. But the fun, the music and laughter quickly turned to something else inside the main trampoline area when at first they heard 2 pops.
And I looked to my left, immediate left, and that's when I realized it was not firecrackers or balloons. And then he just unloaded everything in the magazine.
Locke describes seeing a man in the nearby foam pit and then another man with a black and silver gun standing over that man. And then it was fight or flight. Locke grabbing his 2 young children and running.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't look over my shoulder. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if he was reloading. I just know he emptied everything and I wasn't sticking around. Charging
documents now reveal 30-year-old Quentin Walker was visiting his daughter at the trampoline park before getting into the violent and deadly encounter with his ex-wife's boyfriend. Walker later turned himself into police and is now behind bars charged with murder. Now, in the meantime, Locke says he is not sure if or when his family will return to this trampoline park. He's also now reevaluating plans to visit the fair or be in any large crowd because that sense of safety that he had is gone. Reporting in Timonium, I'm Shannon Lilly, Fox 45 News.
In Howard County, police are investigating how an inmate escaped from a transport van. Police say 38-year-old Randy Morris escaped in the Jessup area around 8:30 yesterday morning. He was found and taken back into custody just before 6 last night. Officials say the inmate was incarcerated for burglary at the Jessup Correctional Institute, and Rundle County Police and Maryland State Police also helped with the search. 11:04 now. Here's a look at today's top trending stories. Trending number one, an 88-year-old woman is killed in a hit and run, and now city police are hoping that you can help find the driver. They're releasing photos of what the suspect vehicle looks like. Look at your screen here. It's a white Ford F-150 flatbed truck, similar to this one, but police say the vehicle should have some front end damage. The crash happened Monday at the intersection of Callaway and Liberty Heights Avenue. Investigators say Barbara Logan had the green light and was driving through the intersection when the driver of that white Ford ran the red light, hitting her car and never stopping. Trending number two, the 16-year-old killed in a double shooting Monday night was a student at Digital Harbor High School. Friends of 16-year-old Bryson Hudson shared this picture of him. Hudson is the 13th juvenile killed so far this year in Baltimore. Trending number three, a sentencing date is now set for the 16-year-old squeegee kid convicted of manslaughter in the shooting death of Timothy Reynolds. Tavon Scott will be sentenced October 23rd. He faces up to 35 years in prison. His defense team plans to petition for the case to be tried again in juvenile court. Trending number four, some good news to share. A 10-year-old child who went missing in Baltimore has been found safe in Portland, Maine. That child now back with her parents. Police say a 17-year-old abducted the child. That teenager is being extradited back to Baltimore and is expected to face abduction and human trafficking charges. Download the Fox 45 News app for up-to-the-minute traffic conditions, breaking news, and weather anytime. Search WBFF in your app store. King Charles is making a special request of Harry and Meghan ahead of his 75th birthday. The big ask he's making amid a family rift. And legalizing recreational marijuana. Maryland did it last month, coming up the new state that could follow suit. But first, doxing the grand jury, the sensitive information that is being shared online and how it could put the Georgia grand jury in danger.
Checking your weather story. Warmer and more humid for your Thursday afternoon. We'll be cooler and drier for the weekend, and then we are heating right back up next week. So don't worry, we still got plenty of summer left. Right about 90 for your high today. Overnight lows dropping to the mid-70s. We'll be in the upper 80s on your Friday. We're back with your full forecast. We'll do that in a few minutes from right now.
Fox 45 News, winner of 16 2022 Regional Emmy Awards, more than all other Baltimore news stations combined.
.1109 happening now. The death toll in Hawaii stands at 111. There are still about 1,000 people unaccounted for. Right now, members of Maryland Task Force 1 are en route to Hawaii to help with recovery efforts. The 80-member team left BWI yesterday. They are expected to land in Hawaii around 2 this afternoon. Taking a look now at the social stream, concerns about jurors' safety after fringe websites started posting the personal information of Georgia grand jury members involved in the latest Trump indictment. That is according to reports from NBC News. The outlet says an independent nonprofit called Advanced Democracy found the jury members' addresses and names online. Advanced Democracy also says users have posted images of people they think were grand jurors on other social media sites. Reaction, Greg, saying they should be given protection and anyone who threatens them should be arrested. Someone else saying to note, not a mistake, the names are not redacted. Members of the grand jury are public record, NG, at least their names are. Yet that does seem like a potential poor decision. A federal appeals court rules in favor of imposing new restrictions on the abortion pill mifepristone. The ruling ordered a ban on telemedicine prescriptions and shipments of the drug. However, the restrictions will not take effect immediately because the Supreme Court previously ruled to keep the pills available amid a legal fight. You've got Christy, who says women are more than capable of making our own decisions. Another one saying, why block a pill where abortion is legal? Well, in Ohio, recreational marijuana is officially on the November ballot. Voters will get to decide this fall whether to legalize recreational marijuana for those 21 and up. Under the proposed law, Ohioans could also grow a small number of plants in their homes. Recreational marijuana became legal in Maryland last month. Reaction this morning? A huge mistake, in my opinion. Medical use, yes. Legalizing another substance that gets people high and out of control for fun seems destined to be a bad thing in the long run. Someone else saying, those people are so uptight, they need it. What's still ahead? Taking care of our pets. Just how many Americans say they'd go into debt for their furry friends, and how to prevent it.
I tried to remember was, pictures of my families and my friends. I tried to imagine them.
A sole survivor from the Stricker Street fire is describing the moment he thought he might not make it out, the changes he's calling for to ensure it never happens again. And coming up later today at noon, it's Karamo. Then at 1, it's Sherry, followed by Hot Bench at 2. 11:12 now on Fox 45 News Midday. We are back with a live look outside. A warmer and much more humid day today. We're going to climb into the 90s. Coming up, when we could see rain and how long it will last. 11:14 now. The Baltimore City firefighter critically injured during the deadly Stricker Street fire is speaking exclusively with Fox 45 News.
And then you're left, knowing that they weren't able to get everybody out. And you feel bad and you feel possibly guilty because they were all such great people.
It has been more than a year of recovery for John McMaster, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And now he's talking exclusively with us about his journey and the changes he would like to see so a tragedy like this doesn't happen again. Olivia Dan shares his story.
January 24th, 2022 should have been just another day at work for John McMaster, but now it's a day forever ingrained in his mind. In the early morning, a call came in for a 2-alarm fire on Stricker Street. Once inside the home, McMaster and 3 other firefighters couldn't get out.
Something came down and hit me in the back of the head, and the next thing I know, it started crumbling down on us. Trapping us. I tried to remember was, pictures of my families and my friends. I tried to imagine them.
McMaster says death was at his door, but after minutes of being trapped, he felt tugging on his pack, pulling him out of the fire. After days at shock trauma, he learned his 3 fellow firefighters didn't make it: Lieutenant Paul Buttram, Kelsey Sadler, and Kenny Lacayo. McMaster was left with injuries, including memory loss and several burns. And as he continues his path to recovery, he's joined the families of the fallen firefighters, filing a notice of their plans to sue the city, saying the tragedy was preventable and they want the vacant home crisis addressed now. A line of duty report released after the fire confirmed firefighters were unaware of the danger inside the home and outlined departmental leadership and cultural issues. It also included pages of recommendations, some of which the fire union says the department has addressed, including marking vacant homes with red signs. But McMaster says it's all too late, as his life will never be the same.
I have better moments when I'm with my brothers and sisters, but you always know that you lost 3 of your brothers and sisters in a preventable fire. And that makes me sad also. Makes me angry. But it makes me sad that it seems like nothing's being done about this.
McMaster says they didn't know the house was vacant, but the hope now is that the city will address the safety of firefighters and the nearly 15,000 vacant homes throughout Baltimore. For now, reporting in Baltimore, I'm Olivia Dance, Fox 45 News.
Coming up later today, more than a month after a mass shooting in South Baltimore, Baltimore police are preparing to release a report on that shooting. At 4, the concerns we're hearing about transparency. Then at 5, an effort to help the public fight back. The free self-defense classes in Harford County as the search for a killer continues. And at 6, could President Biden face impeachment? Why some conservatives are pushing for his removal from office. You can get Fox 45 News in a flash through your Amazon Alexa or Echo. Just tell it to enable Fox 45 Baltimore. 11:17, and now to today's talking point. A new survey finds 78% of Americans would consider going into debt for their furry friend. Of that percentage, 43% said yes, they would if needed, while 35% said they might. 22% were willing to spend $5,000 or more for a pet emergency. Experts recommend getting pet insurance before an emergency arises or asking your vet about a payment plan. Mark Clark with Be More Lifestyle is here now. Are you a pet person?
Pet person, and yes to all of the above. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Yes. We had one of our favorite little babies, it was $3,500, and we spent it, and then a year later, the same situation was back, so that was we had tapped out. Yeah,
I've been there, done that too. So yes, I had a dog, and he had to have an eye removed. And,
what?
Yes, and I knew it was going to happen when I adopted him, so that was why I named him Seymour, because he could see more, because I loved him even with one eye.
That's right. He didn't have sight, but he had vision.
See,
there Come on,
you go.
Seymour.
But I paid money for that eye, and then he had to have another surgery. It was like $2,000 because he swallowed some mulch that got stuck in his intestines. The things we do for these dogs. Now,
Yes.
I did have pet insurance at one time. Would you
Yeah,
you ever consider
we have
that?
pet insurance, and I need to give some love to Prince, who I was raised with, who was chained to a tree his whole life.
Because that's what our parents say. They lived in the
yeah.
yard and they ate grass.
So I'm going to pour some out for Prince this morning, who all he got was some hay during the winter for that house outside next to the tree.
Not pouring some out for the dog.
Let's pour some out for Prince.
All right. Well, it's a calm day here at home, but there is some wild weather to our south. Meteorologist Justin Chambers looking at the lightning strikes in North Carolina. Hope they brought their dogs in.
Really pretty picture of my hometown here. This is a Las Vegas sunrise. The stratosphere right there and some of the other buildings on the Las Vegas Strip. You can see those clouds that are there as well. Las Vegas actually in parts of the Southwest are going to get hit with the moisture from a hurricane that's actually coming up the Gulf of California, and that's going to be into the weekend. But overall, our hour-by-hour forecast, we have seen a very quiet, knock on wood, hurricane season so far in the Atlantic, and hopefully we keep it that way. Lower 90s here into that 1 and 2 o'clock hour for this afternoon. Definitely more of the mugginess out there. We should talk about right about 90 under partly cloudy skies, warmer and more humid conditions. Sun going to bed before 8 o'clock now. 7:59 is your sunset. So the dew point trend, you can see those temperatures right at 70 today. That's the dew point temperature, and that means that the humidity is going to be up there. But look at the drier air that's coming in Friday and Saturday. Those dew points dropping significantly, especially on Saturday morning. You're going to feel a nice dry and cool start to the day. Mid to upper 80s and a few lower 90s here. Westminster, Bel Air out to Elkton, 87 in Chestertown and Stevensville, 86 in Laurel. Most of the 95 corridor in the upper 80s and lower 90s here. 90 in Baltimore, 89 in D.C. And if you are heading down the ocean, should be a pretty good weekend at the beach. Again, later today and into the afternoon, evening, may see a straight pop-up shower down there and also east of 95 with a high of 78. But mid 80s on Friday and plenty of sunshine with temps in the upper 70s on Saturday. Here's that future scan I was talking about. So Eastern Shore and areas east of 95. That will be our best chance to pick up a stray pop-up shower or storm. Heading into Friday night, though, Thursday night, Friday morning, the cold front comes through, and then all of that drier air will be here working into the weekend. So 90 today, upper 80s on Friday, mid 80s Saturday, then we're right back to the low and mid 90s into Sunday and Monday of next week.
All right, Justin, thank you. Pumpkin is returning to menus way too soon. People are cheering over there, though. Where the popular fall drink, did you hear the fall part of that? Where it's returning earlier and earlier. And rumored changes to the iPhone may not be happening after all. We're going to look at the new updates coming out. And baseball is back tonight at 7. It's the New York Mets versus the St. Louis Cardinals. Then stick around for Fox 45 News at 10 and the late edition. 11:22 now on Fox 45 News Midday. With kids about to head back to school, a reminder from doctors to make sure their vaccinations are up to date. COVID cases are rising, and they warn that we could be heading into a triple-demic of COVID-19, the flu, and RSV.
I think school is going to be a challenging time coming back, and we're going to see more COVID increasing, as well as other respiratory illnesses.
Well, the push to get kids vaccinated comes as schools across the country battle chronic absenteeism. Recent data shows more than a quarter of students missed at least 10% of school during the 2021-22 academic year. Fox 45 News is your back-to-school headquarters. We are compiling all of the things busy parents need to know to prepare for a great school year. Just click on the QR code on your screen to check out all of the stories we've posted so far. It appears Apple may be walking back from a rumored iPhone change. Initial beta testing for iPhone's upcoming software update showed the red in-call button would be moving from its traditional spot at the bottom of the bottom center of the screen to the right side. But now multiple reports are saying the button has moved back toward the center of the screen. All right, already, here we go. Time for your lunch break. It may be mid-August, but Dunkin' is bringing back the pumpkin spice latte. The coffee chain started selling the items already on its fall menu on Wednesday. Krispy Kreme brought back its line of pumpkin-flavored treats last week, as did 7-Eleven. Starbucks is expected to bring back the PSL August 29th. They don't know their seasons. That's all we have for Fox 45 News Midday. Be More Lifestyle up next. Mark Clark back to tell us what they're working on.
Patrice, putting guys in a box. New research claims all straight men fall into one of three boxes when it comes to their masculinity. Stick around for Be More Lifestyle. Find out what. What's up, Baltimore? I'm Mark Clark, and this is Be More Lifestyle live from Studio A at Fox Baltimore. Lady T is here along with comedian Ray Diva. Good morning. morning, everybody. Let me tell you right now. Now, new research calls all straight men into one. It says we all fall into one of three boxes when it comes to masculinity. Experts from the University of British Columbia in Canada came up with the theory and say it has to do with how men view their partners. Apparently, there's the neo-traditionalists, where men view themselves as a provider and protector. There's the egalitarian, where men look for a more equal give and take in the relationship. And the third category is being called the progressive, where men view themselves as exact equals as their partner.
Oh.
Wow, that's deep. I'm confused. I couldn't even understand the story.
I know. I feel you.
It's not that serious.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what I fit into because I'm not that smart.
I was going to ask you, which one do you think you are?
I don't know.
The progressive? Do you feel like you're more progressive now, or what do you think?
I don't know. I'm going to go along, get along.
You're going to get along.
Gosh,
Okay.
Mark.
It sounds like you're missing a category.
Ray said, oh my God, Mark.
It's not
What does
that
mean?
hard. It's only three categories.
what am
It's
I, Ricky?
rich,
You know.
well off, and broke. You're in the well-to-do.
You're the well-to-do.
Yeah, you're not broke.
We're leaning on broke.
Yeah.
Women don't think that hard about that.
We really don't. Honestly, I think they're missing a category. Where's the trifling category?
Oh,
because I
yes.
went into that category a
lot.
Now-
in the dating world, but that's not
Now,
an
Lady
option
T, you
on
got to be
there.
careful now.
Wait, what do you mean?
Because they say you are what you attract.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Baby, don't put that on her.
Queen, I need to be attracting a king, okay? My protector.
Ladies, you are what you
Hey.
attract. The new study
Hey.
finds cutting your time on social media can reverse depression symptoms. Researchers say tackling the problematic use of social media alongside therapy helps patients. They found 70% reported notable differences after cutting social media. So, Lady T, are you a social media abuser? Do you use it too much?
I am not an abuser, thank you very much, but I do use it too much.
Quite a
yes.
bit.
I do use it a lot, and I have no shame in my game. I'm doing my thing on that social media. Don't try to play me. I don't care. I'm gonna be on there regardless. But you know what? I will say I do have more of a peace about me when I am not on social media.
Yeah, it is very peaceful.
Ray Diva's on every day. I see
On
your
every
post.
day. I think it opens up a new lane for new jobs, and that's AI therapists.
Yes.
We're going to need them soon.
We are gonna need
I
them
like
Because
that.
people be living through social media, and they're going to need therapy.
That's a good idea. I see what you're doing now. We want you to tell us, do you think social media impacts your mental health? Vote on our website, foxbaltimore.com/vote. When you get to the website, make sure you click on the lifestyle tab. You can also vote on our Fox 45 News app. At the end of the show, we'll see what everybody thinks. Now, King Charles is making a special request of Harry and Meghan ahead of his 75th birthday. He apparently wants to meet his grandchildren, Archie, and is it Lilibet?
Yeah, that's right.
We call it a little bit. According to royal biographer, King Charles wants to meet the kids at his birthday celebration, and both Harry and Meghan will be invited. The king has yet to meet the children amid rifts in the royal family's relationship with Harry and Meghan. Marco, famously, she did not attend Charles's coronation. She wasn't invited, right?
Yeah.
She didn't attend, but was she invited?
No,
They weren't invited, and
He's
he
like, "Do not
just
touch me."
And he just wants a lit birthday because without those kids and without Harry and Meghan, your birthday is going to be boring.
It's gonna be terrible.
Wow.
And I wouldn't take my kids. Not after I heard they took some brown shoes and was comparing the skin color.
Yes.
Wow.
Talk
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, I think the baby wouldn't be happy with that.
Yeah. They
Really?
so-
The brown Timberlands? I look like a brown Timberland.
Timberland.
Are you lighter than this or are you lighter than that? No, stop.
And he said he wants to have a lit birthday.
That's it.
He wants to have a lit birthday, and he knows without them, no one's gonna pay attention, no one's gonna care.
Wow.
Because look at his coronation. Like we paid more attention to Harry and Meghan's wedding than this coronation that this man had. We didn't even care. Everybody was like, "Oh
Well,
man."
I know he's
you
glad
know.
we have insiders like you guys to break it down.
Oh yeah, we
So
gonna
he
tell the
started
truth.
the thing already by even announcing it, like that he wants them there because their focus is Meghan and Harry. If they're not in the topic of discussion, it's not popular over there.
He's gonna have to start an event break.
Diva, what are you gonna do this weekend?
I'm
Because ain't
going
nobody
to be
going.
at Tally Ho Theater in Leesburg,
Tally
Virginia.
ho!
Tally Ho.
Tally ho. Is that really how it's just really what's called?
Lady T will be back with entertainment. Still ahead, it's the hottest new competition show, Fight to Survive. See 17 survivalists dropped onto a tropical island. We got a special behind-the-scenes look coming up. But first, keeping the air in your home clean and fresh, the new tool to help your family breathe easy. Stick around.
You're watching Be More Lifestyle.
The air quality this summer has been terrible. Genevieve Gorder from American Steals and Deals is here with a solution to make the air around you fresh and clean.
The following segment is sponsored by Knocking.
The space we live in is so important to all of us, and that really starts with the base of a healthy, clean home, including the air that we breathe. And there are so many pollutants that can affect the air inside of our homes, from our pets, dust, allergens. What's the solution? Here's one. This is the Clean Light Air. It's super compact, easy to use. It even fits in the cup holder of your car. It's an air filter that can remove up to 99.9% of particles you don't want in your house, like smoke, odors, pet dander, air pollution. And this thing is small, but really mighty. It can purify up to 161 square feet at a time. So think about it in your office, your kid's dorm room, for a small bedroom. So many people love using these in the kitchen while they're cooking. Even if you've never thought about the air quality in your space before, you will absolutely feel the difference right away with this product. Place them anywhere your pet hangs out, or when you're going somewhere running errands, put it in your car. It's super quiet. It's super easy to use. And another thing I love, you can charge your devices at the same time. There's a USB port. Add your favorite essential oil to the sponge inside so the air will not only be clean, it will smell great. And today we're offering a 2-for-1. Both of these for the price of less than you normally pay for just one. Take advantage of this deal. Go to asadeals.com.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by Cambridge Pavers.
Summer is coming to a close, and it might be too late to book a trip, but there's still time to make your backyard your own personal resort. Here to share how we can make a staycation space in our own backyard is the CEO and Chairman, Charles from Cambridge Pavers. Charles, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Yourself?
So let's talk about, making our home amazing. What exactly is a staycation, and why should homeowners consider designing space for one?
Homeowners are returning from normally their 2-week getaway and returning back to normal life. And they think about, why can't I create this in my backyard where I can use it all 4 seasons? It'll be my staycation year round.
I love it. And so what kinds of amenities should folks invest in to get their outdoor space staycation ready?
Well, they want to duplicate where they were, whether it's a beach resort or a mountain resort. So they want to feel good about that outside space. So by the pool with a retractable or a pergola, just like you would be down by the beach or the pool at that resort. How about a pavilion, which makes it really usable all 4 seasons, and you can put heating elements under the paving stones, so it'll melt all your ice and snow, a TV, you have entertainment and dinners, fully assembled kitchen kits, Everyone loves fire and water features. Fire pits, what a wonderful place to entertain. You could grill. That full kitchen is exactly what you would have in your house, including bars and bistro tables, all these components available to form that staycation to your full seasons.
I love it, Charles. So, okay, look, that sounds amazing, but what if homeowners don't have the budget to add all of these outdoor living components at once? What can they do?
Well, they're going to save some money by not having to book that flight and go away every 2 weeks. But what's wonderful about what we have in the paving stones, the wall stones and components, you can do it over phases. Everything will match. So you can start with your patio, add the kitchen, add the pergola, put a seating wall in, make it a 5-year project. Just share your vision with your contractor and he can phase it to accommodate your budget.
And as we wrap things up, where can homeowners find inspiration to add a resort-like feel to their outdoor space? And finally, where can they go for more information also?
CambridgePavers.com. We have a great design gallery, our electronic brochure, great presence on social media, Instagram, Pinterest. They get tremendous amount of photographs. On our website, they can find a local dealer where they can actually go see displays of everything we've been talking about. Can also submit an application to have a contractor come call on you.
Awesome. Charles, thanks for this great information. Okay, have a great one.
You as well.
Definitely. Still ahead, could you do it? The new show Fight to Survive drops 17 survivalists into a tropical island for a survival competition. We'll go one-on-one with the contestants coming up. But first, a new film festival is coming to Baltimore. We'll tell you all about it and share how the city is being showcased on the big screen.
You're watching Be More Lifestyle.
It's the hottest new competition show, and you can watch it on the CW Baltimore. Fight to Survive drops 17 survivalists onto a tropical island for a survival competition. We're joined now by Akbar from Fight to Survive. Welcome to tell us about the Fight to Survive show. What is going on, Akbar? Long time no see.
Yes, it's been a while, Lady T, and I got to tell you, Fight to Survive, it has been met with a lot of great response from the fans who tuned in last Thursday to watch it. You've got 17 competitors, as you mentioned, on this remote island. They have to be there for 25 days. The last person standing wins $250,000. But what you get to see in this is that there are these 17 competitors fighting for the 4 resources on the island. That's food, that's water, that's firewood, and that's shelter. And these are the 4 main resources needed for survival. And so what you get to see in this social experiment is how these competitors really have to step up. Now, what's different than any other survivalist show is that you literally have to fight to survive. You literally have, if any one of these resources are consumed by a competitor, then another competitor can go out and challenge for it. And so that makes it uniquely different. Now, when I say challenge, what does that mean? You step into a ring and you fight to maintain that resource. If you lose it, it goes to the other person, right? And the other person is banished off the island if they are not the challenger. So it has got a lot of different workings in this, and I'm telling you, it is so fun. It's high intensity.
Ooh, this sounds like WWE, but on a tropical island. I'm a little intimidated.
Yes,
I got some chills. Okay.
But in reality.
But they're competing, okay? So they're combating brutal conditions, the elements on a remote island, and they're actually fighting like hand-to-hand combat. What is that?
Well, it's not technically hand-to-hand combat, but it is a combination of a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of jiu-jitsu, and it does get aggressive. You'll see, somebody's feet to the mouth and, elbows inside the neck and to the chin and to the head. You'll see tackling happening. You'll see people getting blown up. It is intense. It's its own type of fighting, but it's so intense and it's so compelling because you get to really see, how people will do whatever. I'm talking about when they are at their lowest. They barely have any calories in them. They're not eating properly. They're not hydrated properly. And now they have to go out there and compete. And so that makes it very challenging. But what will you do in order to stay on the island and survive? So that primal, that survivalist instinct starts to really kick in. You get to see the real true colors of these individuals who are on the show. And they come from different backgrounds. Some are former American Ninja Warrior competitors. Some are Naked and Afraid former competitors and Survivor and Alone. So they have their different backgrounds and expertise. But when you get in, it's all about being able to navigate the land and to be able to fight to survive.
Oh, wow. Okay. Now, I need to know from you, if you could describe this show in one word, what would it be?
Ooh, I don't know if I can give you one word. I'll give you 2.
That's fine.
Big time.
Ooh, okay.
Big time. Yes.
Okay. It gave me chills just now. Okay. So tell our viewers why we need to watch.
Well, you need to watch because you know what? This is appointment television. This is a survivalist experiment that you have never seen on TV before. It's never been witnessed. If you enjoyed the movie Hunger Games, you're going to look at the real life Hunger Games, but only it's called Fight to Survive.
Ooh, okay. We gotta be tuned into this.
Did I sell you, Lady T?
I know. You hyping me up. I gotta watch it. I'm gonna tune in, of course. I have to send a special thank you to you, Mr. Akbar Bahamila, from Fight to Survive. We gotta see this show, you guys. You can watch it, Fight to Survive, Thursdays at 8 on the CW, Baltimore.
Look at this shot. Beautiful bolt of lightning captured here. And this is actually in North Carolina, some of the storms that we saw there, or the folks that saw those storms coming out of the sky with that lightning. Impressive display by Mother Nature. Obviously, lightning very dangerous. Warmer and more humid for this afternoon. We may see a stray pop-up shower or thunderstorm in some spots, but overall cooler and much drier for the weekend. And then we are going to be heating back up by next week. So your hour-by-hour forecast, upper 80s and a few lower 90s here, into that 1 and and 2 o'clock hour through the afternoon. The dew point temperature is going to be up there today, already in the lower 70s here for the afternoon. But look at the drier air. Friday and Saturday, those dew point temps drop into the 50s, and you're definitely going to feel that difference in the air, especially on Saturday morning. Mid to upper 80s and lower 90s for most of central Maryland, Eastern Shore across the Bay Bridge to Annapolis, up into Baltimore City and out through Canton and Fells for today. 89 in D.C., 88 in Philly, and 89 as well in Harrisburg, while we're only in the upper 70s for you today in Ocean City. So you may see a stray shower storm down there in the ocean here late Thursday into early Friday, but Friday and Saturday looking nice and dry as well, with the temperatures that are going to be near or slightly below average. Here's that future scan. Couple of those showers starting to pop up here 2, 3, 4 o'clock this afternoon. Again, not really a lot, but then overnight tonight and into early Friday, that's when the cold front makes its way through, and that's when all that drier air will follow behind that into Friday and also into Saturday. Big old ridge of high pressure drying things out and keeping us on the cooler side. And then Sunday, we get right back into it with that heat returning. 91 Sunday and then 95 on Monday. So you can really see that heat as we get into early next week. But again, enjoy these next couple of days, and even the 10-day forecast looking fairly dry, not really tracking much in the way of rain.
This weekend, Baltimore will see the premiere of its newest film festival featuring many films from the city's own unique scene. And speaking of own unique scene, Sam Sessa is here. The man, the legend, is in our presence. How you doing, Sam? Good seeing you.
I'm great. I mean, I'm here.
You're here, and we're excited about this film festival. You told me you were inspired because you felt like we lost so much.
2022, we'd been a few years with no Artscape, no Light City, no book fair, and then the Maryland Film Festival announced that they were going to take 2023 off, and they were going to come back in 2024, and that left us a whole year without a film festival, and it just felt like a punch to the stomach. Like, how many more things are we going to go without in the city?
I love it.
You know, so we thought WYPR might be able to step in and kind of fill that gap, and so we scrambled, got together some money from the state, some money from some local foundations, and we got enough to be able to do it.
So Sam, you saying that these are Baltimore projects? These are artists from Baltimore?
Overwhelmingly from Baltimore and from Maryland. These films they were filmed here. They have connections. The people that made them have connections to the area. Now, we have some national, international filmmakers as well.
I love it.
We have some world premieres. We've got more than 50 films all making their Baltimore premiere at this festival.
I love it.
And, you know, people coming in from all over the place, but a lot of people coming from just right here in Baltimore because this is our festival. It's from WYPR, public radio station.
Yep.
And it's for the public, it's for our community.
So, Sam, what impact did John Waters have on Baltimore? I think he put us on the map, and I think, you know, so many other young directors, but was it a big impact?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there's not a lot of people that have had as much influence on the film scene and on like bringing the spotlight to Baltimore as he had, for sure. Absolutely. And he was part of the Maryland Film Festival for many, many years, and he's been encouraging and he's been a supporter of this as well.
And so how can we get tickets? How can people go? What do they need to do? And how can they follow you?
Yeah, so it's 3 days, and it's happening tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, back at the Charles Theater.
Okay.
Which is, I used to work for the Baltimore Sun,
yes,
and I covered the Maryland Film Festival back when I was at the Charles Theater, back in like the mid-2000s. Dating myself a little bit here.
I remember that guy.
Yeah.
I was there too.
We talked.
We were there.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And so I have a huge fondness for that festival and that place. And so we were like, let's go back to the Charles. Let's do some things in the area right around the Charles. You can walk to everything right on that block there.
I love it.
You know, Tapas Teatro's in the mix. Baltimore Improv Group's right there. And so we're going to be doing all weekend at the Charles Theater.
Well, Sam, I'm going to wrap things up, but thanks for bringing it back, and again, appreciate you, okay?
NewNextFilmFest.com is the way to go.
There we go. All right, so ahead, is social media harming our health? What a new study saying about being online. Stick around. A new study finds cutting your time on social media can help reverse depression symptoms. Researchers found breaking free from social media dependency can positively affect people struggling with depressive thoughts. And we wanted you to tell it. Do you think social media impacts your mental health? So far, 71% of you say yes. Thank you for inviting us to your home. As always, make sure you follow Be More Lifestyle on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those platforms. Have a great one. We'll see you tomorrow.